Many people assume that cheap items at Aldi are only temporary solutions. Buy it for now, toss it when it breaks. But the reality is often the complete opposite. There are products that cost just a few dozen dollars, quietly sitting on the shelf, that end up staying in your home for years, so long that you forget when you even bought them. The real shame is that most shoppers never notice that value until they've already chosen more expensive alternatives and found themselves replacing them over and over again. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Ambiano Hand Blender. What sets the Ambiano hand blender apart isn't clever marketing. It's how precisely it solves a very real pain point for modern users. You no longer have to haul out a bulky, heavy blender just to make a single small serving. Ambiano encourages a new habit: quick prep, minimal cleanup, and more frequent use. That "so easy you don't even have to think about it" factor is exactly why many Americans find themselves blending more often and eating healthier, instead of giving up simply because cleanup feels like a chore. In practice, Ambiano doesn't try to replace a high-powered countertop blender, and that's actually its strength. It focuses on what people need most day to day: a morning smoothie, a quick salad dressing for lunch, or a smooth soup for a light dinner. The blade is strong enough to handle frozen fruit, small ice cubes, and soaked nuts, while the motor runs smoothly without excessive vibration. Another major plus is durability. Ambiano doesn't boast extreme power numbers, but it proves its reliability in a very real-world way. Many users say they've tried pricier blenders that suffered from fast battery drain, dull blades, or loud motors after just a few months of use. For families with young children, Ambiano becomes a quiet, dependable helper, perfect for blending porridge, soups, or vegetables at any time without waking the whole house. For people living alone, it makes meal prep feel lighter and more manageable, taking up little space and storing away easily. And for those who are always on the go, Ambiano is compact enough to travel from home to the office or even the gym, extending its usefulness beyond the kitchen. When you put the roughly $15 price tag next to how often it's used and how long it actually lasts, Ambiano makes a very convincing case for its value. This is the kind of product whose importance only becomes clear after you've lived with it for a while, and once you get used to that level of convenience, it's hard to go back to the older, more effort-heavy solutions. 2. Garden Line/Huntington Home 3-tier utility cart. Forget about heavy fixed shelving units that stay stuck in one spot. The Garden Line/Huntington Home 3-tier utility cart is the kind of item that once you bring it home, makes you wonder why you didn't buy it sooner. In the US, people don't see this as just a cart. It's viewed as a flexible living solution. What allows this cart to truly stand the test of time is how well it adapts to different stages of life. Today, it might sit next to a changing table, holding diapers, bottles, wipes, and baby care essentials. A few years later, as needs change, it can be rolled into a corner of the living room. During a home reset, it easily takes on a new role as storage for craft supplies or tools in the garage. It's a single item with a long life cycle because its function evolves along with the user. Structurally, this is where many people are most impressed. The powder-coated metal frame feels solid from the very first assembly. Each tier can handle a substantial load while staying flat, with no sagging or warping even after long-term use. Long-term use only highlights its value further. The 360-degree swivel wheels roll smoothly and push easily across hardwood, tile, or low-pile carpet. Moving it from room to room feels effortless and never annoying, even with frequent use. Another reason the Garden Line cart is so popular is its understated, versatile look that blends well into living spaces. Aldi often releases it in easy-to-match colors like soft white, matte black, or sage green, so it doesn't feel cold or industrial. Whether it's placed in the kitchen, living room, or laundry area, it still looks neat and well-suited to the space. Side-by-side comparisons make the price difference very clear. Similar carts at Target or the Container Store usually cost significantly more, without offering noticeably better build quality. At around $24.99 to $29.99, the Garden Line cart delivers that buy it once, use it for years feeling, without worrying about replacing it after just a few seasons. 3. Crofton Cast Iron Skillet. If there's one item at Aldi that can make expensive, premium brand pans feel a little uneasy. It's the Crofton cast iron skillet. With a price tag of around $15, many people's first reaction is skepticism. At that price, how long could it really last? In reality, the opposite is true. This isn't a pan meant to be used briefly and replaced. It's one that becomes more valuable the longer you use it, durable enough to stay with you for years. From the first time you pick it up, the Crofton skillet feels solid and substantial. It has a reassuring weight, thick walls, and a flat one-piece base. Clear signs that it's built to handle high heat and frequent use, not just to look good on a shelf. On the stove top, it heats up a bit more slowly, but in return it holds heat extremely well, helping food cook more evenly and develop better color. In everyday cooking, Crofton quickly shows why cast iron has long been trusted by professional chefs and experienced home cooks alike. Sear marks on meat are bold and well-defined. Cornbread bakes evenly from edge to center, and skillet pizza develops a firm, crispy crust on the bottom. Over time, the surface naturally seasons, becoming smoother with each use and making flipping and turning food easier. That's a cooking experience most nonstick pans simply can't replicate. What truly keeps people loyal to Crofton is its nearly unquestionable durability. The skillet can go straight from stovetop to oven and performs reliably on gas, electric, or induction cooktops. After cooking, a quick rinse with hot water, a thorough dry, and a light coat of oil are all it takes to have it ready for the next use. The care routine is simple, and in return, the pan rewards you with a lifespan that stretches year after year. For anyone who's grown tired of constantly replacing pans, peeling coatings, warped bottoms, surfaces that scratch far too easily, Crofton delivers a sense of finally landing in the right place. Many American families share that after buying the Crofton cast iron skillet, their other pans slowly end up pushed to the back of the cabinet, simply because there's no longer a reason to use them. The cast iron skillet becomes the center of the kitchen, tied to everyday meals as well as weekend gatherings. 4. Crofton glass food storage containers. If you're still using plastic containers to reheat food, and every time you open the lid you notice lingering odors, stains, or a cloudy surface, then switching to Crofton glass food storage containers is almost an inevitable upgrade. This isn't a trend-driven purchase. It's a practical solution for anyone who's grown tired of constantly replacing containers after only a short period of use. Crofton's biggest advantage lies in its borosilicate glass construction. This type of glass is highly heat-resistant, making it suitable for microwave reheating as well as storage in the refrigerator and freezer without compromising stability. Over long-term use, the containers don't discolor, retain odors, or lose their clarity, allowing you to easily see what's inside. This is a major plus for anyone who regularly meal preps for the week. In everyday use, the containers are heavy enough to sit securely on the table, sturdy enough to carry lunch on the go, and tight-sealing enough to hold liquids like soups or sauces. Even after repeated dishwasher cycles, the glass remains intact, the rims don't chip, and the lids continue to seal properly. That reliability means you no longer have to worry about replacing containers after just a few months. For busy families, Crofton streamlines the entire cook-store reheat process. For those living alone, the set creates a sense of order and helps with better portion control. More importantly, it puts an end to the cycle of buying cheap containers only to throw them away repeatedly, a habit that's both costly and frustrating. At around $9 to $15 per set, Crofton delivers value that far exceeds its price. When you factor in years of use and daily frequency, this is truly a buy once, use for a long time kind of product. Like the video if this surprised you. 5. Huntington Home Heavy-Duty Laundry Basket. Using the Huntington Home Heavy-Duty Laundry Basket will likely change how you think about the durability of plastic laundry baskets. Unlike thin, lightweight baskets that wear out quickly, this one is designed to handle truly heavy loads. At under $20, its simple appearance can make it easy to underestimate, but real-world use tells a very different story. The key difference with Huntington Home lies in its flexible, high-resilience plastic. The body of the basket can bend under weight and then return to its original shape, instead of cracking or becoming brittle after a few months. Even when loaded with soaking wet bath towels or thick denim, the basket stays stable. No sagging base, no warping. When you lift it, the feeling is immediate, solid, secure, and dependable. The handles are molded directly into the basket, smoothly rounded to fit comfortably in your hands and distribute weight evenly when carrying heavy loads. The base is thick and flat, so when it's set down, it keeps its shape without the edges collapsing or curling over time. These details may seem minor, but they're exactly what determines whether a basket lasts a few months or several years. In daily life, Huntington Home's stability becomes very clear. Carrying laundry from the bedroom to the laundry room, down long hallways, or up and down stairs no longer feels stressful. For larger households with high laundry volume, frequent use only highlights its strengths. It holds up season after season while maintaining its original structure. Many users say they've used the same basket for years without ever considering a replacement. Priced under $20, this basket hits the sweet spot between cost and durability. Instead of buying replacements over and over and dealing with repeated frustration, having one reliable basket makes everyday routines noticeably easier. Among household items that seem small and ordinary, this kind of durability often delivers the greatest long-term value, especially for busy families. 6. Huntington Home Marble Candle Holder. The Huntington Home Marble Candle Holder is so sought after not just because it looks nice, but because of the immediate difference you feel the moment you set it down. The substantial weight, the cool stone surface, and the natural veining, no two pieces ever look exactly the same, all send a clear message. This is real stone, not a decorative imitation. That tactile experience is exactly what surprises many people when they remember the price they paid at Aldi. In a living space, the marble candle holder works its magic in a subtle yet powerful way. Place a simple candle on top, and a dining table corner, bookshelf, or coffee table instantly feels more layered and refined. Candlelight reflecting off the stone creates a warm, upscale atmosphere, similar to the carefully styled spaces you see in boutique hotels or decor studios. When it comes to durability, Huntington Home shows why marble has long been favored in interior design. The holder can handle minor bumps in everyday contact without chipping easily. Some users even share stories of accidentally dropping it, only to find a scratched floor, while the marble block itself remained virtually untouched. Another detail people love is its versatility. When it's not being used as a candle holder, it can double as a small display base for a vase or a decorative object, or even serve as a platform in the bathroom. Thanks to its minimalist design and natural stone material, it blends effortlessly into a wide range of interior styles, from modern and minimalist to more classic looks. Over time, it doesn't go out of style. It simply becomes a familiar part of the space. A value comparison makes this item even more impressive. Similar marble candle holders at high-end home decor stores often sell for $40 to $50, while the Huntington Home version typically falls between $5 and $13, depending on the release. That price gap naturally raises skepticism at first, but real-world use quickly puts those doubts to rest. Side by side, it's hard to spot a meaningful difference in quality when judged by sight and feel alone. This is a textbook example of the kind of smart shopping many American consumers are leaning toward. A small, upfront investment with long-term value. When a decor piece is durable, visually appealing, and doesn't force you to second-guess your budget, that's when shoppers realize they've made the right choice. 7. SOHL Foldable Storage Ottoman. A chair that folds flat like a book, yet opens up sturdy enough to support the weight of a full-grown adult, while also hiding a small treasure chest inside. That's exactly what Aldi's Foldable Storage Ottoman delivers. This item consistently ranks among the best sellers every time Aldi finds returns. At a price of around $20, it addresses three very real household needs at once: extra seating, hidden storage, and decorative appeal. What makes Aldi's Ottoman something people use long-term is its internal construction. The frame is rigid enough to hold its shape when someone sits on it, without wobbling or quickly sinking after short-term use. The seat surface is flat and firm, comfortable for adults, while the storage compartment underneath is spacious enough to hold light blankets, pillows, kids' toys, or everyday clutter that tends to make a living room feel messy. Place it in the living room, and it becomes an extra seat when guests come over. Put it at the foot of the bed, and it doubles as both storage and a convenient place to sit. In smaller apartments, the ability to fold it flat when not in use saves a surprising amount of space, something bulky furniture pieces simply can't offer. Real-world durability is another reason many buyers come back for a second one. Families with young children or pets often share that the ottoman remains solid even after long-term, frequent use. The frame doesn't sag, the surface doesn't wear down quickly, and the folding edges maintain their structure and alignment. These details help the ALDI ottoman move beyond the idea of a seasonal item and into the category of long-lasting furniture. At around $20, this ottoman sits in a price range that's hard to beat. To get the same functionality elsewhere, you'd likely need to buy a separate chair, a storage box, and an additional decorative piece at a much higher total cost. Aldi, instead, combines everything into one simple, practical, and durable product. 8. Easy Home Folding Step Stool. Over time, the Easy Home Folding Step Stool quietly proves its value. It's not the kind of item that impresses you right away. It's the one that keeps showing up in the smallest, most ordinary moments of daily life. When you need to grab a box from a high shelf, reorganize a kitchen cabinet, clean a window, or hang new curtains, this stool is often the first thing you reach for. That constant presence is what makes many people realize it's not a just-in-case purchase, but a genuinely essential tool. What makes the Easy Home Stool especially valuable is the sense of security it provides. The standing surface is wide enough for both feet, and the legs grip the floor well, creating clear stability when you step up. For families with young children, it allows kids to do more on their own without needing to be lifted constantly. For older adults, having a solid, reliable step to reach higher spots or handle small household tasks significantly reduces the risk of slipping, something many makeshift solutions simply can't guarantee. Over time, its durability shows up in details most people don't think about. The folding joints stay aligned and don't develop that loose, rattling feel. The frame holds its shape without warping, even with frequent weight-bearing use. Whether it's stored in a closet corner, the laundry room, or the garage, it's always ready to go the moment it's needed. This is the kind of durability that makes you forget when you even bought it, until you look around one day and realize it's still doing its job just as well as ever. Many American households say they've tried cheaper step stools before, only to come back to Easy Home because of its long-term stability. It doesn't need extra features or a flashy design. It focuses on one task and does it well, helping you step up safely and easily, again and again, for years. When a small item can do that without causing frustration, it naturally becomes part of the home. At a price of around $7, the Easy Home Folding Step Stool offers a very different perspective on value. Peace of mind doesn't always require spending a lot. Sometimes, simple items that are built with the right purpose deliver the greatest long-term benefits. And when a small tool is used almost every day for years, you realize its true value isn't in the original price tag. It's in the fact that it's always there when you need it. What truly defines the value of these items isn't how cheap they are, but that you don't have to buy them twice. From cast iron skillets and glass containers to small essentials like folding stools, they all prove the same point. Smart shopping means choosing items that last, get used often, and serve their purpose well. The next time you're standing in front of a store shelf, ask yourself, will this stay with me for a few years? If the answer is yes, that's money well spent. Which product in the video surprised you the most?